Hey, what's going on? This the hungry hustling American dream Afro man. Wake and bake America. Yeah, you chilling with Mr. Ashtray.
That's Mr. Trey, not Ashtray.
You're listening to Mr. Trey, and you know why. Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're coming in from and where you pop, lock, and drop it at, right? Anyway, it is, of course, Wake and Bake America show with Chris Watkins and Mr. Trey. I'm your boy, that's your boy. We're back, bro. Go ahead, just lay it on me. Just, you know what, before we even start fan mail, fuck it, Chris, just go for it. It's all you.
Undefeated bitch.
This guy freaking won the whole fantasy football champ. Yo, just give him a hand. Just give him a hand. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Okay, that's how
Yeah,
you
I
do it.
mean, it took a lot of work, boy, because playing against someone of your stature that has
My
a
stature. Are you
sport,
kidding me?
but
Like they
you have
sent
a
the weakest link to stop you this year, bro.
yeah, but you have a sports background for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but bro, look at but bro, this is like the worst fantasy football league. Dude, I'm the 8th seed. I got to play you again next week.
I know, but to be honest, to be fair, every year I play you in the playoff, I lose.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking that too. I was like, he doesn't have a good track record against me in the playoffs, though. Like in the regular season, he does, but he definitely doesn't. Shout out to the Panda Man checking in, by the way. Colorado Springs checking in. Yeah, no, man. I mean, this isn't a fantasy football show, but I just want to give you your 5 minutes to gloat. Next week, what's going to happen is next week they're going to know if you got, if my prediction came true that you'll never make it out of the first round. But anyway, I told him that at the beginning of the season, by the way, guys. That's like it wasn't me just being petty because he beat my ass this week in fantasy football. It was more along the lines that you can never finish a line that says he beat my ass in fantasy without saying football, and you must finish that sentence every time. Otherwise, the wrong
Right,
message might be sent.
but but
No, but seriously,
I
he kicks my ass.
nope.
Oh, goes undefeated, you son of a bitch.
Nobody in our league has ever done that. I don't think
Nobody.
anybody ever has done it.
No, I'm really proud
I
of you, man.
wonder.
You're pretty cool. I've never seen anybody
Yeah.
do it, and I've been running fantasy leagues. I told you since my junior year of high school when I was 17, dude. Like literally,
Right.
dude. So I'm like, I've never seen anybody win every fucking fantasy football game. Back then, it wasn't for 14 weeks. It was still a 16-week season back then. So it was like even with 13, I think it was 13 weeks we played, and then the last or 12 weeks, something like that.
Right.
But anyway, even with that shorter season back then, even then, no one went undefeated. It just didn't happen. It's just too hard. It's just too
Well,
hard. So
even you yourself
impressed.
said a real football coach has a very difficult time doing something like that.
No, I'm telling you, dude, I've almost went to undefeated as a player and as a coach, and I didn't play in slack divisions. Like I hate when people are like, my high school football team won 45 games out of 46 games and 4 state titles, and I'm like, your conference fucking sucks. Shut up. Like I'm
D
from a
class.
city, I hate rural conferences, bro, because most of the time people move to the city with the best football team if they're about that life. That's just how it goes. So for me, I hate that. I'm more of
Yeah.
a city boy. You got to play where you live.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I'm a hater. But anyway,
Yeah. No.
so
Yeah. Let's get on.
today's show, we're going to be covering a study done in South Africa that's going to be talking about whole plant cannabis use, using the whole plant, getting down on the whole plant. You know, I don't recommend smoking the whole plant unless it's extracted. I mean, because
Yeah.
yeah, um, smoking a little stick and a little leaf is a little bit harsh. It's just what it boils down to. Let's be honest.
Well, and here's the other thing. I mean, the carbon release from smoking all of the plant material probably isn't really good for you because the whole plant extraction is based off from extraction. It's based off of using like juicing the plant or making concentrates or edibles out of it, not by smoking it.
Facts. So, um, let me see here. Well, Chris, I think we need to devise into our mail first, though, because
But
there's nothing better than mail time, and more mail time, right? So, mail time. We got to open the fan mail, read what fans said. Some of them talk some shit. Some of them talk some fact. I don't know.
some
I'm
of
on
them
more
are
of like a
scared.
jazzy bluesy feeling on the fan mail song today. Okay, let me live. With that said, let's go into fan mail. So we only have 2 fan mails today. One of them, though, is like so profound that we actually have to talk about it, right? 100%. No, you're the problem, bro. Turns out you're the problem. I don't think he understands that part, that he's really the issue here. He's about to find out. He wasn't in the meeting.
Oh,
Chris and I were in the meeting, though, when we got this fan mail. Anyway, fan mail out of Colorado. Fan mail out of Illinois says, "Love the show, Illinois. We love you too. Stand up and fight the good fight, Illinois. You know what I'm talking about."
Chi
All right,
Town.
so uh, next thing, no stems fan mail. No stems fan mail, right? Next fan mail. The ringing sounds are distracting when I'm trying to really listen to you guys. It detracts from your real value. That's you. That came out of Colorado. And that's the one
That's
that I said we want to talk about.
the intern.
Because at times, look, somebody's out there like, oh man, they're about to rip my ass for that one. No, no. We don't do that anymore. Anyway, honestly, we're very receptive to feedback these days. Now, 10 years ago, me would have told you to go fuck yourself. But anyway, today me, I'm a new me. That's right, a new me. So anyway,
Self-centered.
I think it was more the check mark audio sound thingy that's for getting the answer right.
Oh yeah.
That's more what the listener was really saying, though. And they, I sometimes have to paraphrase their email or their message or whatever, right, into something a little shorter for the show. But anyway, but that's the short, skinny version of it. Is take it back a notch and let the value of what we're talking about ring clear. And I was like, this person's clearly produced some radio or done some entertainment or something in their life, and so we're going to take their feedback wholeheartedly because it was so well orchestrated. And it was correct. I mean, I went back and listened. I was like, I kind of felt that way a little bit already, but you saying it makes me know that I was onto something anyway. So thank you,
You know,
because that makes me, while I didn't go with it and you were ahead of the game on me on that, I was thinking that. And I was like, is that a bit much? Or should we reel it in a smooch?
it just affirmed it.
Right. It just affirms it. If you know what else I can affirm? That you an asshole. No, I'm just playing. You beat my ass in fantasy. I'm so salty. Dude, the only vindication I can have is to knock you out of the playoffs. Otherwise, my season was a
I
waste.
know.
I had a rough season though. I've never taken this many injuries. Like I've never lost the last year's league scoring leader for like 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks through the season. Dude, I've been running backup quarterbacks half the year. I've definitely
I
had to
think
go through it. And I normally
every,
my quarterback's going to play of 14 regular season games. My quarterback's going to play 12 of them because minus his bye week usually.
but here, I've got Saints Brown back now, mofo,
I
and
saw that though.
He's been scoring 20 plus points a game.
Oh, dude, hey, in the Champions League, I made the playoffs. But let me tell you something. Everybody on my bench had like no points. Everybody I started slaughtered this dude, right? To make the playoffs. And I was like, bro, talk about literally getting it all right on the right week, though. Because it was win or go home for me. I've been in the playoffs since last week. Or no, technically, because of how bad I started in the Champions League, I've been in the playoffs for I'd say about 2 or 3 weeks now. Because I pretty much been on a win or you're done
kind of situation.
position. Yeah. I started doing that league. I started 1 in 4 people. I sucked. Anyway, let's move on to the show. So the discovery of flavoralkaloids, I think I'm saying it right, in cannabis. Wow. When you read the actual breakdown of the study, not just the trash I sent you and bullet points, shitty bullet points, but the real study stuff, I think it's, hang on, I'm sorry.
You having tablet
Oh, that was
issues?
painful. No, I had a hat. I have a new hat, and while it's perfectly comfortable to wear, I just, normally I just found out that because it has these little metal things on the side of them, that it's very uncomfortable to wear with this headset on,
Yeah,
with the headphones on.
right.
It's like I was literally starting to get a headache, dude. Like, not even kidding you. So I was like, why am I getting a headache? That's so weird. And then
Right.
I realized that I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm wearing this hat, and that's the only thing I'm doing different today that I do other days. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
anyway, flavolacoids, if I'm even saying that right, son. Flavo, flavolacaloids, right? Am I getting this right?
Kind of.
Is this thing on? No, I'm just playing. So Chris, I feel like this is where I get to be real comedy, and you get to be really Chrissy or Christopherist,
Scientisty.
and really break some stuff down here in the sciences of them all. So what I will say is, here are the facts that you need to know before Chris breaks stuff down. This study was done by Stellenbosch University in South Africa. It's a school that found a new class of compounds called flavoralkaloids. And to put it simply, this was done from a study in September of this year, 2025, and it could increase dramatically the therapeutic value of cannabis and even the value of the cannabinoids system that we do know. Chris, with that said, what really are we talking about here?
You're basically talking about another type of uh terpene in a way, but this type of terpene actually reacts to enhance the therapeutic and medical side of what the entire plant can bring to the table. Um, it's not necessarily something you're going to taste or smell, but it's a chemical compound in the plant that actually uh,
Hmm.
reacts with the human body along with all the other properties to benefit people in different ways, mentally, physically, psychologically,
Emotionally,
even.
sexually. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, too far.
well, yeah, no, it's true. Hey, come on now. They make stuff out there for sex just as much as they do anything else when it comes to cannabis.
That's because we all freak a leaks, sex sells, cannabis gets those mojos. Get you. Hey, listen, honestly, cannabis. I think the two things that get my mojo going is cannabis and booze. I'm like, listen, Lee, Tammy knows I'm just a cheap slut. You just get me stoned or drunk, and you're gonna get some. It is what it
Right. Most guys are easy, but either way. See now,
honestly, though.
did you know you could take, say you feel like you're too high, or you know someone that is an
Wait,
amateur smoker that
did you
thinks
say?
they're too high?
Did you say that you're too high? Hold on, wait, hold on.
No, I am not too high.
Okay, because I
Just
was like,
starting.
"Boo this man."
But say you take a partner out and you go to a club or you go and hang out with buddies and they never really smoked the type of cannabis that everybody else is smoking.
Don't try to hang with me
And
if you ain't never smoked. You'll die.
right, exactly. That's what I mean. Or if someone
Not
takes a
literally,
dab
but
for
you'll want to die.
if someone takes a dab for the first time has never done concentrates at
If you
that
take a dab for
level,
the first time, bro, you might think you died.
you can take a peppercorn and put it underneath your tongue and it will bring you back to normal.
Wait, what? Hold on, say that again.
You can take a peppercorn and put it underneath your tongue, and it will take the high away.
I can't with you today. Please tell me,
Scientific fact, bro. Scientific fact. I'm telling
did
you.
this motherfucker really say a peppercorn?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am stunned. I don't know what to say to that. Because I'm like, he really said a peppercorn. Okay.
It might be a little
So,
hot, but it will bring you down.
and it's something I like. I've got like pink peppercorns. Like, for those of you that don't know, I watch like a lot of chef shows, and I used to actually be a sous chef and a headline chef and so forth. And so I really enjoy cooking. I just don't like doing it for a living because my back is just my back is killed. I'm a desk job jockey now. But but I will say that I enjoy cooking. So peppercorn is something that just like lays around my house. That's why I'm like, so you're telling me the answer's been here the whole time? I mean, I don't need that. I'm not using that. I intend to stay high. I have, plans here. I feel like that's a shout out to Colorado. That was well timed, right? He did good, didn't he?
Right.
Just
But
don't keep doing
here,
it though, bro. Just leave it alone now. Like walk away.
I almost think that should be common knowledge when you go to the dispensary, especially if you're a first time user
And you don't
going.
want to technically like so in cannabis you can't really overdose, but it would be the most equivocal thing to an overdose per se would be to just be too high to where
It's
you're
like
dysfunctional.
being it's like being too drunk.
I mean, too drunk, yeah. Oh, too high, don't think so. But too drunk, oh man. I'll tell you when I know I'm too drunk. The tum tum tells me the truth.
Right.
Because if I start getting like where my stomach's starting to feel it upset, then that means A, I'm either getting this a little dizzy, which is why it's upset, or B, it's just too much. Well, for most people that know me, I can actually really hold my alcohol pretty well. I don't drink a lot. I always call myself a lightweight, but it's because I get buzzed really easy, but I can just keep fucking drinking like the whole fucking night. Like it drives my wife crazy because she's like, she's like, I don't want you to just keep drinking like that. Your liver hates you. I'm like, no, girl, I'm telling you, I'm 3 to 4 shots and I'm happy. 3 to 4 beers, 3 to 4 glasses of wine, 3 to 4 glasses of glühwein. Just for those of you that don't know, that's a mulled wine that's served hot in the winter. I usually stand out on my in my backyard area and watch deer walk by while I drink it, and it steams away in my. You know what a Mueller cup is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it steams away in my mule cup. If y'all don't know what a mule cup is, it's not like a mule like that pulls the horse, although to a degree, isn't it kind of like this? I mean, the name is the same almost. You want to know why? It's called a mule cup? Because
Sure.
that shit'll drag you right through the night. Hey! yes. I love it. All right, so Chris, back to business. But you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and get this out of the way before we jump back to business? Let's do a quick our station identification moment. Please pause.
This is your station.
I like this right here.
The People's Station. Monuments. Falcon.
Here comes the heat, y'all.
And of course, we're worldwide, Craig. Anyway,
Craig.
top flight security of the podcast, Craig. All right, that's probably. I mean, honestly, even I'm ashamed for me saying that. So, but also, by the way, shout out to all of our international listeners, guys. We get a lot of play in like Europe, English speaking Europe. So we're talking like Ireland, England, even Wales. We get a lot of play in several weird, like not weird, but just weird because English isn't a first language there. Fair enough. But we do get a lot of play in a lot of weird places, like just like oddly enough, Colombia. We get Dominica. Just giving you some weird ones that I'm just like, it's not an English speaking place, and they love us. You know what I mean?
Right.
India, big in India. China, never get a play there. We're blocked there. But guess what? That's for a reason.
Hollywood.
We may or may not have indirectly or directly accused the Chinese government of, well, lots of stuff, actually. Didn't we, Chris? It's been a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably been lots of stuff. They don't like us. I'm banned in Iran, too. Okay, I know that's funny, right? It's like, who's not banned in Iran? We're all banned in Iran, for God's fucking sakes.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, where else are we banned that's kind of funny? Russia, for a place that, claims to be this, beacon of their bullshit free society. We're actually banned there because we've also maybe indirectly or directly, indiscriminately or discriminately may have said one or two things about their president or
accused
200 things
accused
maybe.
him.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We may have accused
accused
him
him
of
of quite a
we
bit.
may have accused him of crimes he actually committed. Fair enough. I mean, honestly. All right. Hey, listen, this guy's on point with his buttons today. Colorado, I hope you respect this one.
But yeah,
So
at hand, I mean, I think that should be common knowledge, like in a dispensary.
the peppercorn thing,
These little,
yeah, that's
yeah,
very interesting. I guarantee we're gonna have at least 100 people that listen to this specific episode and hear that and go, "What the fuck?"
right.
I just said
It
100 as
is
a random number. I have low
right.
expectations.
But I mean, like in Colorado, you have to be certified in order to work in a dispensary. And I think that should be wherever it's legal, recreationally, medically. I think you should have some basic knowledge before you just
Honestly,
go working at a dispensary.
I'm at odds with you with you as well with that because like I don't understand why in some states you could literally know nothing and then work in cannabis. Like like here you have to go get your license, you have to deal with stuff. You know what's funny is Kamala Diller had a medical card and never actually got a job at a dispensary. I mean a
Right.
medical license or a worker. She could work in the med field,
Right.
but she never did. It's kind of funny actually. I find that pretty comical nonetheless.
Yeah, but she
Anyway,
was just keeping her doors open. And what's wrong with the extra education?
honestly, I encouraged her to get it because at the time she was looking for a change in career fields and just trying to find something new, maybe for a new career. And so,
Right.
even though she didn't use it and she ended up getting a job where it wasn't needed, it was pretty cool that she had it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with not having that knowledge, but having that knowledge could potentially help somebody. You never know.
You know what made me mad though? So she had that badge, and so she could go like in the back of dispensaries. I couldn't even go to the back of them when we were doing radio stuff. It used to make me mad. I used to be like, man, I really should just go get one. It's 75,
You
100
probably
bucks.
you
Just
probably
basically
should
means you can
have.
get a job. It's like getting a license it's like getting a license, a business license, basically, because you are kind of
Yeah,
your own business in that sense in that moment, no matter who hires you as a contract. But anyway, yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty funny. Okay, so the study says that it involves. So just for the record, guys, like we the South African study, we just want to get to the context of. I want to get to the context of a couple bullet points because these are how the study was, done. So some of the study details are study involved analyzing the uh, phenolic content of three commercially cultivated cannabis strains from South Africa. And they were able to identify a total of 79 phenolic compounds, with about 25 of these compounds being reported in cannabis for the first time. 16 of the newly identified compounds were tentatively classified as flavoralkaloids. And the key finding says that they were primarily in the leaves. And I think that the key finding, whenever you look at research study and you go in and you say, hey, and guys, I'm telling you right now, use AI to summarize and break down these studies for you. You are not built. I mean, dude, we're not really built, and we even kind of know what we're talking about, sadly. We just too
Right.
nerded out on it. And we're not built to really break down the chemistry of it all, right? Chris would be a good way. I mean, you really
Yeah.
are, though. I mean, to be fair, you really are. But most of us aren't educated or trained to break down the chemistry of it all. And so I do encourage you guys to use like your little chat GPTs, your Geminis, your Series, and have them break these things down for you guys in a way that makes them more understandable and more relatable to the human context of what you're doing. But anyway,
It
so
puts
the key
it
finding,
puts
that
the
was the big
study
one
into
for me.
layman terms.
Yeah, the key finding was the biggest one for me. It was primarily found in the leaves, and only one of the three strains were highlighting the significant chemical diversity between the different cannabis varieties. So, what I would assume that means, for those of you that didn't take Latin class once or twice, right? What I think that's really trying to tell us, though, is that there may be more. You don't need Latin for that. I was being a dick and a smart ass, people. But what it really is telling us, though, is that when it comes to the flavoralkaloids that were found in these with these compound tests, Chris, what this statement tells me is that there wasn't a lot of highlighted diversity here, which means that there's probably a fuckload more, because as you diversify from plant to plant to plant, what you're going to see in those diversity is a change in the number, lowering, increasing, ones you've never seen before, just like we saw with cannabinoids, Chris.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because the different strains, and especially nowadays with the hybrids and the crossbreeding that we've had going on since legalization in the
Right.
United States, you how many other thousands of compounds are we going to find when we're able to actually do a legit study here in the United States for this? And I've always been an advocate for this. We really need to get a study that's done stateside that looks deeper into some of these other studies that have been done in other countries where they allow it.
100%. 100,000, 20 my across 50 billion light years. I don't know. I just got really high, bro. Sorry.
Well, well, I mean, just
I mean,
because,
I literally
just like
spit
in,
you.
just like any other drug, I mean, there has to be studies done. And if we
Right.
want to
I
know
mean,
the right, if we want to know the right answers, there's only one way to find out.
I think that you just have to, we have to see, this is where offshore research can kill us if we continue to let certain, and listen, this is not going to turn into a poli sci show nor statement for that matter, Chris. But what I will say is that we can't continue to, without making this poli sci. Let me word this in a way that is so not poli sci that you'll basically have to lick my balls, Craig. Um, because here's the deal. And sorry, Craig, but seriously, blow me. No. Anyway, what I would say is, in this sense, Chris, I think we have to avoid, here we go. This is a non-poli sci way. People are going to be proud of me. Somebody, I just want to tell you that I really am going to feel proud after saying it this way. Chris, we have to avoid the close-minded nature that sometimes our deeply rooted religious or personal feelings drive us to believe that maybe something does or doesn't work based on nothing more than a belief, and really become a little more open-minded, that no matter what our rooted beliefs are, at the end of the day, let the science just tell you the truth. And right now, the science is screaming that there's more here going on, and there's more that meets the eye, Chris. And that's just the truth of it all. I mean, honestly, that's it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all day. Oh, thank you. Thank you in the back over there. You're beautiful. You're a lovely man, sir. I hope you get home safely. Drive safely. Okay, Chris.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, we could find a medicine out there that could cure a dozen people. You know what I mean? And if all that it does is cure a dozen people, well, God, it did something. You know what I mean? Because just like any other drug, synthetic, lab made, whatever, they all have side effects. They're not going to be for
Right.
everybody, and we're not asking you to take the stuff if you don't want to. Like,
Yeah.
just give us the opportunity to prove or disprove the facts.
I think you just have to continue to stop ignoring the scientific potential of really a lot of things. And I mean, honestly, there's even people who ignore the scientific potential of other things while trying to preach the scientific potential of cannabis, right? And so I think we just have to be very leery of ignoring scientific potential on things, because at the end of the day, if something's there that can make it, maybe, for instance, make these flavoralkaloids. I love that name, by the way. Hey, listen, I got to tell you, clearly, Stony Crusty dudes help make these names up, because
Yes,
flavoralkaloids. Is it because it's like more on the terpene side than I like maybe a cannabinoid side? Is that where that is? That word is why it's, because when you think terpenes are flavor related, right? No matter
yep,
what they do to help the cannabis better, they're legitly flavor related either way.
right.
So I'm like, is that why they're called flavoralkaloids? Is this like basically the stuff that actually might taste good in a leaf? I mean, help me help you.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you juice the leaves and ingest it that way, I'm sure it probably tastes way better than trying to smoke them.
Well, I will tell you something that I thought was interesting with the medical potential of flavoralkaloids as we continue through this knowledge based, really just new information. I'm loving it about cannabis and just the potential. And, my family knows that you're going to have to pull coffee for my cold dead hands. We all know that story. But right after that, it's definitely weed. I promise. And,
Yes.
um, my family knows, like, if I hold a party, bring the kids, but we're going outside to smoke. And if that bothers you, maybe this isn't the party for you, you know?
Right.
But my family knows. They're like, "Oh, Pop's cool as fuck. Pop takes like 2 shots, smokes a blunt, and he's the freaking frat boy Pop. Basically, he's back from, circa 2000." Flavonoids are a hybrid though, and the compound is known for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory as well as anti-carcinogenic properties. But
Yeah.
you have to go back to you can't smoke it though. That's why it needs to be extracted and used in like I'm thinking maybe we extract and we maybe add this to more like edibles. I know you can hit these compounds probably, in dabs, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, the study doesn't really go into depth on what it's used in, but I imagine it's um, once they extract the compound, it's put in some type of food or into a powder form and put into a pill or something to that effect.
Something that doesn't taste like ass. Got it.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
being honest. Like that's what it really comes down to. Let's be real.
Because even though they're called flavonoids, it might not be a flavor you like.
Yeah, it might be like more like acetyllicoids, but yeah,
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure you know what leaves taste like, especially if you
bro, I
smoke
have been poor, lazy,
too
and
much in
dumb.
that brickweed.
Well, not just that, but I've been poor, lazy, and dumb, which means sometimes I just get so fucking tired of trimming weed. I'm just like, fuck it.
I'm gonna
It's
smoke
just
it.
a little piece of a leaf. Who cares?
Yeah,
You'll never
but you
know.
taste it. You
The
taste it
harshness
when
won't come through. It's not my problem. I do. Addressing waste, of course, obviously, more of the plant gets used, less of the plant gets waste. I mean, that's pretty common sense stuff.
Wait,
Um,
but let me stop you there though. In cannabis, you can never waste the whole plant because it can be used for so many different things
it can be
than just
composted even after it's extracted, all kinds of stuff.
you can make fireproof fucking insulation, you can make concrete, pencils, paper.
Yeah, we're really selling ourselves short for a few robber barons and fat cats, honestly.
Well,
They
yeah,
appreciate you
especially
guys, though. They really do. They're
especially
like,
with that new bill that targets CBD.
they're all it takes is one bad person or one bad seed, and then they're coming for your weed.
Yep.
Not no, I don't do scare tactics, but it's just the truth. I mean, if you're not a little nervous that the at least the rec industry could get jacked with, then you're blind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that when you look at whole plant extraction and things like that, I think that we have to consider, where can we use the whole plant? How can we get as much medicine out of the plant? Even if it is something that maybe, like you said, needs to go in like a pill form because it has to be refined because you want to smoke leafy stuff.
Right. Exactly. Microdosing comes to mind. I mean,
I really messed up. I
it
didn't bring a drink to the studio.
shame.
Oh man, I
I
got
know.
caught out so bad too, bro. I was getting I'm pretty stoned actually. So I'm like, damn, like
Where's
I had
my
nothing to
coffee?
drink, cotton mouth. Life is real.
No water, no coffee.
Nothing. The
Oh
study was
man.
published in the academic Journal of Chromatography A. The researchers use advanced techniques like comprehensive two-dimensional liquid chromatography, and a high-resolution mass spectrometry to separate and identify these rare compounds. While the discovery is
Yes.
very promising, they did note that further research is needed to fully characterize the structures and the pharmacological properties of the flavoralkaloids. End quote.
So, okay, this is some very expensive equipment that they're talking about. And yeah, what it is they're taking the uh basically juice extraction and putting in into a and putting it into a chromatography machine, and it's pulling out every atom that it can identify as a different chemical, basically. And
Right.
that's where they've found this. Now, coming up with a process that they can manufacture each individual uh, chemical compound is the next step.
Yeah. And then once you start unlocking compounds, you really it's just like, what can I do with this? What can it be used for? What's its benefit? Where can we draw out that benefit from? Things of that nature.
Right. Yeah, because then they're going to have to take each compound and try to do studies with each one. Like, does this one affect cancer? Does this one affect, people with diabetes? Does this one affect someone with mental issues? And so on and so forth. And this
I
is why
think
we need scientific studies. We need to find out what this stuff will or won't do for us as a human society.
and we're behind the eight ball too, because um the real issue is that, when you talk about going literally back to the Stamp Act almost 100 years ago and even a little bit before that, um the biggest issue I find is that when science was really just making leaps and bounds with everything from food science, good, bad, or indifferent, everything from, science from like, laundry detergent science, literally, right? Like all these different major advancements in science since like 1920 forward, going back 100 years forward till now. And it really, or 100 years back till now. And it really is baffling because, you know, cannabis is kind of like well, it's kind of like a lot of things in the world and in society and just in life in general. If you negatively delay something, right? So for instance, the level of science we have on, let's just say, I don't know, a friggin' rose, bro, right?
Right?
Compared to the amount of science that we've been, and study that we've been allowed to do on, again, like a cannabis plant, plants that, cure, that have maybe cures for different diseases, or at least ways to manage different diseases, in the big pharma and pharmaceutical industries, those plants aren't facing that same scrutiny. And so their science and research, tends to move along faster, but then delay or create a problem essentially for um for the plant, this one plant over here that just happens to not have the ability to be studied or whatever, right? And so while science is
Well,
advancing, this one's not getting those same studies done.
like aloe. I mean, take that plant for instance. Had uh, no one
Be
ever
careful what you say
tried to
about my aloe plant, boy. No, I'm just playing. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but think about it. If no one had tried to use it for something, then how would we have ever known that it was good for burns and in lotion and it's good for your skin and all kinds of other things? Had that plant ever made anyone feel weird, today it would be illegal.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If anybody had ever gotten, oh, I mean, basically, we could just call a duck a duck. If anybody had ever gotten any damn joy,
Yeah,
literally any joy out of anything to do with an aloe plant, they'd be like, restricted.
yeah, right, exactly. Aloe madness.
Oh my God. It's just so funny, like when you put something in there, like red rose fever, hello
Right?
madness. Just start making like fucked up conditions for like normal shit. Garlic fever. What? Sounds like some shit a vampire would get, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was definitely not my best work in that moment. Um, no, I think that we really do, Chris. I think that America's a weird place. I've always said that because we talk about this ultra ideas of freedom, right? But then we block a plant from being studied for 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Well, not really 100, but a good 80.
Long enough.
I mean, we was over here like 4 scores and 7 years ago, these motherfuckers banned me. I don't
Well,
know
I
why I
mean,
made him sound so jazzy and black, but that's my weed guy. Leave me alone. Let me live.
not only could the plant help people physically, mentally, um, and who knows what other kinds of ways. Think of the industries and jobs that it could create. Look at the jobs it's already created in the states where it's legal. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people that work in dispensaries, work in growth warehouses, that work in hydroponic stores. If we had never gotten to the point where we are in some of these states where cannabis is legal, think about how many fewer jobs there would be out there.
Indeed.
I mean, so if we try to further this industry in a positive way, we could be an even more financially stable country than we are now. And we're not that financially stable. You know what I mean? I
I
think
mean, some
politics,
people are, but it ain't me.
well, but politics and people's thoughts and beliefs sometimes hold us back in this country. And I think it should be changed. It needs to be changed. I mean,
I see no changes. All I see is
no.
racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace the way. Okay, I better stop before I get sued. But man, Pac, I love you. Man, Pac was real though. Pac was the truth. A lot of people are real and a lot of people are the truth. But for me and my generation, Pac had that smoke. Anyway, so before we get out of here, a couple things. We have the holiday 10th holiday special next week. Um, I'm really excited about that though, because I get to play I get to
Yeah.
play like jingly music in the background, and we get to
I get to
talk
wear
about
my
all
Santa
kinds of.
hat.
I might wear my Santa hat. The
I'm
problem
wearing mine.
is, well, actually, it's getting cold enough that I should be able to wear it. Um, the only reason why I say that is that it's just uh, 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 I get hot.
What do you mean it's getting cold enough? What is it, fucking warm out there?
I mean, it's like 60 degrees outside right now.
Shut the front door.
It's sunny today. I went outside and put I had a jacket on when I went outside and a hat, and I was like, "Oh, it's kind of toasty out here."
Man, you suck. It's colder than the witches. You know what here?
Oh, it'll get there here. Oh man. Oh, does it get here? And remember, we're at where I live. It's always like, please don't let the boiler pipes freeze, because the boiler pipes freeze. The boiler
Right?
goes out, the pipes freeze. Then it's like 2 weeks before it thaws out, and I got to spend $200 on uh space heater utilities because they chew up the moolah. They use up the
Yeah.
wattage, the kilowattage. Anyway, but yeah, we got our holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, special Kaleso. We're gonna talk about food, all kinds of fun stuff. Pretty much like just having a good time, man. I'm gonna bring me some.
Nos-
I think I should bring some.
nostalgic movies.
No, I'll just bring booze.
Movies.
I forget
What?
what's in the programming, but I know it's what I know it's in. That's probably in there. Um, even if you don't know it's in there, it's probably in there. But
I'm
yeah, no,
sure
I
it is.
love a good holiday special. Um, I find it to be fun to just talk about, you know, uh, hanging out, and then you won't see us again until the Tuesday before the Super Big Bowl game.
The Super Big Bowl.
Where we'll be doing our predictions and having fun with that because we like to dabble in a little foosball. We did at the beginning of season 2, but it was more like foosball love. But anyway, so in the end of the show here, I just want to say that you suck for everything you did in fantasy this year. But other than that, you're an amazing host.
You love me.
And I just love that we find these weird, cool studies. Shout out to Sick Tease, by the way. He actually sent us this study. I sent him an invite to be part of the show, but I always say that doesn't mean he can be. And but anyway, but I definitely did send him an invite because I figured, hey man, invite the guy that sent the damn study to us. But anyway, so yeah, we got a great show planned. And then we take break for the winter break. We kind of follow the TV schedule for those of you that aren't familiar with us. But anyway, other than that, we're going to get out of here. Chris, I'll see you next week. Hopefully,
Love you, bro. Can't wait for the Christmas show.
Hopefully, you lose to me.
Not happening.
Probably not.
We'll see, though.
Yo, son, bringing back America Radio. Tell your friends about this.
Tell your friends up in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree.